Hello. Welcome back to. I can't. I've lost the ability to host. Gio, host for me. I can't do it this time.
Welcome to another episode of Outlandish Claims. I wonder, or you're probably wondering why Adam's choking. Well, it could be from something else that we're not going to talk about, but it's Ask the Host this week. So, Mills.
You motherfucker.
Hey, you brought it there. I just gave you the alley-oop. Anyways, so Mills loves this segment, or he loved watching the first installment of it. All we do is ask Adam questions. I guess he got tired of us, answering him or him just trying to lead the way. So now he's got to be lazy like a typical boss, and we got to do his job for him.
Yeah.
So, Mills, please, by all means, man, start it.
Adam,
that's an intro right there. Gio, you always give me a lot of credit for my intros. Gio, that's an intro.
My receding hairline goes.
Well,
my joke would have been, oh my God, I didn't know we had Kevin Cash from Game 6 in here. What are you going to do?
I know what you can do, but I'm going to cut you short like Kevin Cash would.
See what you did there. All right. Adam, my first question to you and I touched upon it on the first episode a little bit, so I want to see what your opinion is. Are all of these no-hitters bad for baseball?
My opinion is that was a really good Kevin Cash joke.
Thank you. I'm here all week. Unfortunately.
In a way, they are. It used to be something special. It used to be something everybody would go crazy for. But now everybody changed their launch angles, so it's home run. It's the three true outcomes or nothing, really. No more so than with Tampa. Since you want to make a Kevin Cash joke, there's a joke about Tampa. All they do is hit home runs or strike out, and it's usually getting struck out. The problem is, I don't know if I'm blaming the pitchers so much as I'm just blaming the batters. The pitchers are doing everything right. They're throwing great pitches. They're throwing great stuff. As you guys have said in one of the previous episodes this week, their stuff is moving all over the place. They've got great control, huge velocity, to the point where, yeah, you might want to think about moving the mound back. But to me, that completely ignores the problem of the fact that all the batters are just trying to hit home runs. These no-hitters are not a direct result of the pitchers being better. They're a direct result of everybody wanting to hit home runs and not playing small ball, which brings me to why I like Kansas City this year is because they're playing small ball. They're doing it again. Carlos Santana was one of the biggest home run hitters in the world a couple of years ago when he was with Cleveland, just last year when he was with Cleveland. He can still hit home runs, but he's not trying to hit home runs all the time anymore. He's doing a great job just trying to hit for average and get on base and keep the line moving, which is why Kansas City went to back-to-back World Series, which is why they probably should have won both of those World Series in a row if only Alex Gordon had been sent around third. But it's why they won the World Series they did win. In a way, it's bad for baseball, but it's not symptomatic of anything wrong with pitchers or anything. The fact that not that pitchers or the baseball is doing anything spectacular. It's the fact that batters just don't know how to bleep and play the game. They just home run or bust, and it's busting badly because they can't keep doing it.
As of this recording, they are winners of 5 straight games, and they have gone over 500 for the first time since late April. There's been rumors about Chris Bryant being traded for almost a year and a half now, and this core possibly being blown up, Javier Baez included, who is an impending free agent. So, with them all of a sudden getting hot, is this team legit, or do you see them still selling at the deadline?
Well, as I just looked up to make sure that I was correct in saying that Chris Bryant was also a free agent after this year. It's very difficult to say. They have good batters. Their problem, I think everybody would agree with, is the fact that they just don't have the pitchers. Zach Davies? Where's Demetrius? Where's Dem? Demetrius, come tell us about Zach Davies and the fact that even with a 10 ERA, they still lost the game against him.
So his name
do you think Demetrius would know what a raccoon is?
I think because we're New Yorkers, we know exactly what raccoons look like. But there's nothing wrong with with the Cubs that couldn't be fixed by a trade or two trying to get some better pitching. They're hoping for Jake Arrieta to be the Cy Young he was back in 2016, 2015, and he's not going to be. They need other arms, and Alzolay is not the answer. Zach Davies, sadly for me, is not the answer. I like the guy. But they can do something. I just don't think they will, because while an answer could be found in trades, Joe Maddon's not their manager anymore. And I don't think David Ross is going to be one of the all-time great catcher managers.
Is Dusty Baker in denial or rightfully defending his players? Maybe denial might be a bad word. Delusional.
Yeah, that's literally how I was going to start. Like, denial's not really, because I think he knows full well what they've done. But he's got to be he's the manager. He's got to defend his players. He's going to defend his guys. I mean, this is why they hired Dusty Baker, to redeem the Astros name, because Baker he's just an all-around stand-up guy, and everybody knows it. They mainly hired him not just for his ability as a manager, but to fix it. It was a PR move as much as it was a genius move to hire him. They needed a good manager. They got a great one. They needed a good guy to be their leader. They got the best guy. He's doing basically what he was hired to do, and that's rehabilitate the Astros and their name. If anything, he's the only reason the Astros are redeemable at this moment. So he's doing his job, and he's doing it well.
I know we discussed it before at some point, but we never really got Adam's opinion on it, and that would be about the Mets manager situation. I think it's almost a consensus agreement from a lot of people that watch baseball that Luis Rojas will not be managing this team for long. So I'm curious, Adam, what you think, or if you think he'll get fired this season or in the offseason, and who you think his replacement will be. And to follow that up, do you see them rehiring Carlos Beltran?
Oof. I could see them doing it because, as we said, the other two have already gotten their jobs back. So I could see it happening. Do I think it would be smart? No. Especially not for the Mets, who have their own image issues. But they come off the field. And much like everything else, Beltran presents an off-the-field issue. So could they? Yes. Should they? No. As for firing Luis Rojas, probably should at this point. But I'm willing to give him at least half the season. They fired the hitting coach. They fired everybody else, really, that they could possibly fire without firing him. They want to see if it works by just switching his personnel. And if it doesn't work by switching his personnel, then he'll be on the next train out of Queens, probably over to Brooklyn to manage the Cyclones, because that's going to be the only job he can get after this. As for who to replace him, Kevin Cash. They have the money. He's got the genius. He's already on the East Coast. He's done mostly great things in Tampa. Imagine what he could do with the Mets with the right amount of money and a better salary cap in a more baseball friendly area.
All right. So earlier this week, I shared an article in the chat from NBC Sports about Alex Cora and his quote about what the Astros are facing here in New York. Just wanted general thoughts, what you thought of Alex Cora saying it's to be expected and what they did was wrong.
Well, as you said, first of all, I agree with what you said. This is how you handle it. You own up to it. You accept it. And that's all you can do. That said, that doesn't mean I'm going to give him any special bonus points for owning up to it and accepting what he did was wrong. He did what was wrong twice. He had a moment to fix it. We know he wasn't involved with the Boston scandal, but we know he was involved with the Boston scandal. So he had a moment to correct it, and he didn't. Now, because they're raining down booze, he thinks he gets, well, yeah, we deserve it. No. This does not absolve you. You said the right thing. Congratulations. You're still going to get your ass booed, and you deserve every bit of it. You, Boston, Houston, you all deserve it. Okay, well, I still can't host Gio. Help.
That'll do it for this week's edition of Ask Le Host. Our final thoughts for this week will definitely be must watch, especially if you love watching me and Magony. And I know you do. So tune in, and we'll see you tomorrow.
What was that word?
Agony.
Oh,
What?
you in agony. I thought you said me get maggoty.
That's what I thought he said.
I was
Oh,
like, you
I
get.
said agony.
I thought you said maggoty. I was like, what? What does
I'm
that
making up
mean?
words today.
Oh my
That's what I
God.
thought he said. All right. I thought my ears were deceiving me for a second. Yeah.
Oh, Gio. Wow.
I got nothing else to say.
Nothing else. Nothing else needs to be said.
Maggoty.